Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to my review for Epic, which is a brand new animated film from the makers of Ice Age and Rio. And if you know me, I like the first Ice Age, I hate the other ones. And Rio I thought was an average animated film with some good stuff in it, but nothing great. So you can kind of say I wasn't really looking forward to this film. I was kind of looking forward to it only because I thought the trailer itself looked kind of cool with some of the really cool looking action scenes and the animation itself. But of course they had to have like humor in there, very kiddie humor that's just, oh boy. But I was somewhat looking forward to it, just a little bit. So when I went into that theater, I was positive. I was going in there, you know what, it's going to have some cool action scenes. It's going to be beautiful. It's called Epic, so there better be some epic stuff in it. So what did I think of it? Well, let's talk about the story. Alright, so the story for Epic is super generic. The story here follows MK, who is a teenage girl voiced by Amanda Seyfried, who is visiting her father after her mother died, and she doesn't have the best relationship with her father, mostly because her father, voiced by Jason Sudeikis, is just a bumbling bug collector who likes to videotape the forest and look for these little people that he thinks are that do actually exist in the forest that actually help and save the forest and whatnot, blah blah blah. Pretty much he's the kooky professor character that of course MK's like, oh, this guy's not cool, I don't want to hang out with him, he doesn't care about me or mom, I'm gonna leave. So she leaves like literally like an hour after she's there, and what a great daughter. She leaves and she stumbles into the forest and something happens. If I say what it is, then it might be a spoiler. Let's just say she grabs something, she floats around, and guess what? She turns small, she wakes up and sees a bunch of little leaf people. Yeah, that's right, not made of leaves, but these little dudes in like armor and stuff, and they say, we are leaf men, we protect the forest, and you need to help us protect the forest from an evil, I guess, what, termite, I guess? I'm not sure. A dude that can decay the forest named Mandrake, voiced by Christoph Waltz, and you need to help us. My name is Ronan. I'm voiced by Colin Farrell. I'm Irish. You're going to help me? We're going to kick some ass. That's the story for Epic. And if you're a kid, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You shouldn't be watching this anyway. Just go out and see it. You're going to like it. I don't care. But yeah, that's pretty much the story. She has to go help these leafmen fight off the evil termite dude. So there you go. This is the story. There's really nothing original about the story at all, and we've seen so many films that have done this before, especially animated films, and the main one is Fern Gully, which is a movie about a character, a dude, that turns small, has to help out a bunch of fairy people defeat this smoke monster thing that destroys the forest. In this one, it's a female character that turns small, has to help a bunch of leaf people defeat this dude, termite guy that just turns everything into crap. It's the same plot, it really is. The characters are generic. We have so many of the typical ones, like the side characters that are the comedic ones. Two slugs in this, voiced by Chris O'Dowd and Aziz Ansari, and I'll give them credit. They're kind of funny at times, but they're typical. We've seen them before plenty of times. The villain is just a sinister one who's, ooh, I hate the forest. Why? Because I'm evil, ooh, and we've seen him so many times, and Christoph Waltz doesn't really do much with that character. He has two henchmen characters that always follow him around who are always like poking at each other and making funny faces. We have the two main leads here, MK, voiced by Amanda Seyfried, and Nod, played by Josh Hutcherson, who of course are the two only teenage characters in the film, so it's obvious that something's gonna happen relationship-wise. And you got Ronan, who's probably the most original character here, who's the stoic soldier guy, voiced by Colin Farrell, who is easily the most likable character here, and the best voice actor out of the whole bunch. It's super generic, the characters aren't really all that likable, even though there is times you do somewhat like the characters, it's still super generic, and you don't really care much about the plot at all. So while the story itself isn't that great, and the voice acting, while it is good, doesn't use the voice actors as much as they should, I have to admit the animation and the action here is really good, especially the animation. The animation has always been great with Blue Sky Studios. They know how to make an animated film, and here it's very vibrant. The designs for some of the characters are really cool. The action itself, when it gets into the action, it's pretty badass. I mean, it's not epic, Sorry, it's called Epic, but it's not epic. It's pretty cool though. Some of the flying sequences, some of the actual, I don't even know, like I guess these characters know martial arts because there's some times where it looks like they're just like flipping around and doing all these poses and stuff, but it looks pretty badass. It's a cool looking movie, great animation, and the action is very riveting. It is fun, even though you know where it's gonna go. It's super generic, predictable as all hell. It is fun to watch. It's eye candy. That's pretty much what it is. And yeah, Blue Sky Studios definitely knows how to do animation, but they also do know how to do action. So I really want to see them do more movies like this. Even though I don't think this is great, the story itself is super bland. The characters themselves aren't really all that likable, even though there's some that I did like, and it is funny at times, but it's not too funny. It's mainly for kids. So if you're going into this expecting a great movie for the whole family, you might not get that, but you will get some nice animation, some good action, and sometimes you might chuckle here and there. But for the most part, it's not a great animated film, but it's an okay one. I'm gonna give it a 27 out of a 40. It's not great, it's super generic, predictable as all hell, but it's still entertaining, so it never bored me. So there you go, there's my review. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, and goodbye.